All right. Well, sure.
All right.
So he just goes and finishes his food.
Well, says Eric, it's time I get back to my post at the research developments department. So good luck getting around, man. Hope you bring us back some good samples.
Yeah. Before you go, where should I go to prepare for this mission by chance?
Eric kind of strokes his chin. Well, I mean, if you want to head to your quarters, there's you want to take immediate left when you walk out the cantina door. I heard Kevin talking. If you want to hit the armory, you want to go straight down the hall when you leave the cantina.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah, I will see you later, and good luck out there, man.
All right. You have a good day, Eric.
He runs out the door.
I wonder why he's running, but I simply just shrug it off and
it's just how it happens.
take the last few of my bites of Soylent Green paste and go and deliver the now empty bowl to Mr. Cookie.
Oh, thank you very much, new blood. As he takes his bowl. Some of the new guys don't even return their bowls.
Well, those guys don't have any appreciation for all the hard work that you do, Cookie, so thank you very much.
And Cookie leans in. Hey, my friend, I think I'm gonna like you. You know what? This one's on the house. He reaches into his apron and he pulls out a candy bar and lays it on the table and pushes it towards you.
Oh, Cookie, thank you so much. I haven't had a candy bar, it feels like 89 months.
You and me both, friend. I use it for my cooking, but you know what? Some people are depressed when they come out of the cryo sleep, so this will chip you right up.
Cookie, you're one of the good ones, pal. Thank you very much, man.
He takes off his little white chef's hat and tips it towards you before going back to work.
All right, I take my oh, for some reason the board moved. I don't know why. I take my cookie bar and candy bar. And
you look at it and the brand is actually Cookie Bar Brands.
Ah, good. I take my cookie brand cookie bar.
It even has a little picture of Cookie on the bar.
I guess he makes his own.
Given the okay sign.
All right. Well, I put it in my pocket cheerfully, and I move on out.
All right. And back in the hall you go.
I recall to the left. I was told is the way to my barracks. Was it?
Your quarters is what I called
quarters,
it. Yeah.
Right. All right. I walk towards my quarters, trying to follow any signs I can along the way.
All right. As you walk up the hall, you see a door here, another airlock door, and another airlock here. Looking to your left, you see that it has the universal male-female sign, and you can assume that that is a unisex bathroom. On the right, you see a sign that says dorms.
Okay. I head towards the dorms.
All right. Door opens up automatically as they seem to do. As you enter, there's a hallway that stretches both just at the end, and then there's a flat wall. You see doors that line. You see 4 doors, two on each side.
Okay.
This is gonna look a little confusing, I'm sure.
That's all good.
That's a door. That's a door. Okay.
I look for my name Walter by chance, or Walter. What was it? Anderson?
Mm-hmm. As you're walking, you see one here.
W. Anderson.
Right. You see this one here. This one says K. Arya. This one says C. Cookie. This one says E. E. Schmidt. And then you see this one says W. Anderson.
All right. I head to W. Anderson and I try to go inside.
All right. As you go inside, you see there's another man already inside, and he looks at you, and you look at him. You actually you know this man, and it's Wes Anderson, and he's inside your bunk.
Whoa!
And then he seems to just fade away oddly, and it seems like you were having an hallucination. Your room is actually pretty empty, minus a bed. There's a table here, a desk with a computer on it. There seems to be some sort of chest here. And otherwise, there are blank shelves here where you could have put knickknacks, but it doesn't seem to be stocked with anything just yet.
Oh, man. I'm a little taken aback by seeing Wes Anderson. I'm not really sure what that was about. Might have been a poofer by chance. But I try to, check to see if there's anything out of place. If anything was maybe by chance tampered with.
Everything actually looks really neat and put together. Doesn't seem like the chest is very closed. The computer, it looks like it had even possibly been wiped down recently, and looks very neat and very clean and sterile. The bed is neatly made, and there's no dust on the shelves whatsoever.
Okay. I check the chest really quick.
All right, you open the chest, and inside there seems to be a brown package parcel. And besides that, there seems to be both sorts of smaller boxes made of the same plastic material containing you don't know what yet.
All right. I take the parcel and I bring it over to the desk here to open it.
All right, you sit at the desk, and the paper gives away real easily, as it is just parcel paper. Inside there is it seems like a ratty old purple hoodie that has little, like, it almost looks like moths have been eating it for like maybe a couple months. But you know that there's no way there's any moths could have gotten on board or anything. But as you lift it up to your face, you kind of catch a whiff of some aroma. And your memory suddenly comes back, and you remember that you left your wife back on Earth, and this was her hoodie that she gave you that you would have something to remember her by.
I suddenly am overcome with a bit of emotion here as I'm remembering all these memories here, and I'm starting to tear up a little bit as I put the hoodie folded very safely again, carefully. I'm sorry, and I place it to the corner, like in the back corner of the computer desk here, to keep it away from falling over or anything like that.
And so you do.
And I go and check the computer here for any information.
All right, as you there's just a simple keyboard, and you don't even see a mouse. I mean, you know, the mice are actually ancient things of technology, but now it's just a computer console with a keyboard. As you push any button on the keyboard, the screen lights up, and you see a small box that says login and pass.
I try to remember the login and password.
You try your best to remember, but you just can't remember anything. And then you start remembering some of your debriefing that you had before that you actually took flight into the station itself, and remember that the instructions would be inside your crate luggage chest over here in the purple box.
All right, with that knowledge, I go and retrieve that purple box.
All right, you open the purple box, and inside there's a slip of paper on a little card, and it says W. Anderson as login, and your pass is Cool Kid.
All right, with that in mind, I go and I slip the actual password and username, all that, in my pocket to keep that in check, and I go and input this password and username.
All right, as you put it in, the computer comes up with some text and says, "Welcome, Mr. Anderson. Please apply palm to screen for biometric scanning."
I push my palm up to the screen.
And like an old Xerox photocopy machine, a light from the bottom starts raising from the top and goes across your hand before coming down much faster and resetting itself. After a few moments, you see that there is a little slot on the PC itself, and out juts a little card, and it says identification registered.
Alright, I begin looking into the files on the computer to see if there is by chance any means of like Skype at all.
Skype? Okay. You start looking around and you find JIP, which is, just by looking at it, you remember that is your external communication application that can be used over the internet to make like web calls to other people throughout the station or otherwise.
Alright, I log into JIP to see if I remember any of the usernames on there.
You open up JIP, or you try to at least, but then you just see that the loading bar just continually spins and spins before a little pop-up comes up that says, "No access to network at this moment.
I sigh sadly.
Try again later."
And I take note of the fact that the internet access is a bit shit on this space station. And I go to see if there's any local files that I by chance had on this computer here.
Alright, you start scrolling through all the files, and you see a folder that's marked archive, and you see one that's called mission status, and then there's one folder named data.
I check the archive.
You open up the archives, and it seems to be a bunch of old movies that they took from Earth, like Starship Troopers, Starship Troopers 2, and then it seems like there may have been some sort of data corruption, as it just seems like those only two movies are just copies and copies and copies of themselves. And there seems to be, as you look at the folder, it says there's 120 items, all of them just being those two movies copied over and over and over.
Well, it looks like someone fucked up. I head out of the archives folder and I check the data folder.
Data folder. You open up the data folder and there's a single text file named Nexus 8.
I open the Nexus 8 folder.
You open the Nexus 8 folder and inside is just a text document that seems to be a template that someone with a lot of time used a lot of cool ASCII stuff, as you would see like on game FAQs, trying to make like a round planet with little smoke clouds around it. As you start scrolling down, you see a table of contents that says flora, fauna, animals, humanoid beings with a question mark. And as you scroll down, you can start reading about each one. Do you want to read about any of those?
I would like to learn about the flora.
All right. What the fuck is flora again? Isn't that
plants?
Okay. As you scroll down the flora part, you see that there is a there's only a single entry at the moment, and it says Vulgus ambrosia, a type of plant that seems to expel spores, which can enter the nervous system and give you quite a euphoric feeling.
Okay. Is there any information on this about any potential threat?
You start scrolling down a little bit more, and you see that there is one log also for under the animals tab, or the fauna, and you click that. You check it out a little bit, and it says cave grubs, that they are only indigenous in the cave systems on Nexus 8, and seemingly the only life form present. We've seen no other life forms on Nexus 8, and it seems that cave grubs happen to be a good source of protein when in a pinch.
Okay. With that, I exit that, and I check the mission status folder.
You check the mission status folder, and it says away mission to Nexus 8, and then it has a dash, and it says incomplete. And then under that, it just seems to be other missions regarding research, stages of research, any research that's been found, and any other future away missions that are postponed for maybe next month or so.
Okay.
Not postponed, but scheduled for next month.
Well, with that, I leave the computer as it is. I look over to the hoodie, and I feel regret about jerking off to that sleeping girl in bed now a little bit, and it's kind of eating me up a little bit, but that's okay. I go and check the shelves over here just to see what's on them exactly.
The shelves that were whatever, these shelves over here. This is a bed.
Oh, that's the bed. Okay.
I know. Yeah. All right, you look at the shelves. They are very empty, as like I said, no knickknacks have been put up. This is pretty much personal space for you, and any pictures you wouldn't put up or anything like that.
All right. Well, with that, Ghetto Fighter, subscribe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. So I suppose with that, I guess I'll check one more time in the chest to see if there's anything of use that I can bring along with me.
As you're looking through, you do find a med kit. You can tell it's a med kit because it's a white box with the symbolic red symbol on it, the cross or whatever. Also, there is a black case at the bottom of the of your chest here, and there is also just other knickknacks like bottles of water, just more socks, clothes, personal items like that.
Is there by chance
toiletries,
a satchel or a backpack of any kind?
There is a satchel that is like one of those man purses that you can put around your shoulder.
Perfect. Yes. All right. I go and make sure the satchel's filled with the items previously deemed
Transfer
usable.
all the stuff in there.
Yes.
Okay.
And I equip the satchel and I move on out and head
All
towards.
right. Just before you do that, though, as you approach the door, your computer lights up again and beeps. Biometrics registered. Please take card from computer.
Little confused, and I look for the card that I mentioned.
Well, when you had scanned your hand, a little card had popped out from a little slot in front of it, and now that the computer reminded you, you do see it immediately and pull the card out. When you look at the card, it has A. Anderson written on it, and a little picture that apparently the sneaky webcam on the computer took of you, and this is your ID card.
Okay. Well, I'll see if there's any kind of maybe like a chest pocket on my lab coat to put this in.
When you open up the inner inlay of your lab coat, you find one of those lanyards with an empty spot for an ID card.
All right. I equip the card to the lanyard and I put it around my neck.
And so you do.
With that, then I move on out and I head towards the armory.
All right. So you do.
Zip, zip, zip,
All right, and as you walk up, you see another door. This one is also, it's not as red as the other doors were, but it is a shade of crimson indeed, and above it says security.
Ooh, really quick before I head in there, I actually head back on over to see if Cookie's still there.
Okay. Cookies, you can see him, not directly standing at his window, but you can tell he's in the back as you hear the clatter of pots and pans and stuff like that.
I call out to Cookie, hey Cookie, you there?
Ha! He comes around the corner. Is that my new friend? Hello, new blood.
Hey Cookie, really quick, I want to make sure, can I go to the armory, or is that off limits?
Of course you can go to the security department. It is no problem, my friend. But I wouldn't try to take anything without permission, of course. Very small station, you understand.
You're right, Cookie. Thank you very much, man. Just checking. All right, man. You have a good time.
And he gives you a wink.
All right, then I head on over to the security and I walk in confidently.
All right, as you walk in, it is just a, there's a wide lobby. Let's go ahead and use this area over here, I suppose, as that. There's a lobby area, and then there's another door that is dividing it, and a door here. Let's say you entered through here.
All right.
All right. There is a desk here, and there is a single monitor on top of it that just says Roberto Industries Security Department.
Oh, and
There's a computer, like a keyboard at the bottom as well.
And for some reason, a small little notification on the top right showed Malatif and Shay were subscribed. Interesting.
Oh, thank you.
All right. A little confused by what that might have been, but I look at the monitor to see if there's any real things of interest that I should be taking in, or if it's just like normal information.
It seems like just a simple screensaver that's just saying welcome to the security department. Now, if you were to hit one of the keys, it would probably interrupt that screensaver as it did sort of in your room.
Right. I just shrug it off and I look to see if there's any signs above the doors.
Okay. One above this one says Brig, and then this one above here says Armory.
All right. I head towards the armory.
All right, as you head up to the armory, you try to enter the door, but this one gives you a red flashing light, and it seems to deny you access. A few moments pass as you ponder this, and then you see a face appear on the monitor over here, and it's Kevin.
Oh, hey, Mr. Arya.
Oh, hey, new guy. Yeah, right. You're here to suit up, right?
Yeah, I got everything I need, I believe. Hopefully I'm good to go.
Alright, you're a little early, so that's okay, though. But, I mean, this is probably your first time putting on a hard suit, so you might need the basics. And after a few moments, he seems to be clacking on his computer, and the door opens.
Alright, thank you. And I walk on through.
Alright. Space. That's okay.
If it turns out Cookie's a necromancer, I'm gonna be pissed. Man, this is a crazy place.
Alright, as you walk in, you can see Kevin here sitting at his desk in a rolly chair, and he spins around to see you. And he says, alright, let me take a look at you here. Steps on up. I think you're gonna probably be maybe a small. If that's too tight, we could try a medium. Who knows?
Alright, yeah, sounds good.
So he turns to this locker. Like, it's not much of a locker, but it's more of like a, almost like a standing sarcophagus tube, like cryotube that you were in. And inside you see a, something that's something to like a spacesuit or, it's just a hard suit. Anyway, so he pulls out this giant clunky, upper part, and he looks to you, and he hands it over to you, and there seems to be just this, large zipper down the middle, and he waits for you to put that on. There you go, try these on. We'll see how that goes from there. At the end of the spacesuit, there are boots attached to it and gloves, so it's all just one solid piece.
Okay, do you want me to put these on over my clothes, or how does this work?
Yeah, over your clothes work. There should be room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So I go to try to put this on.
All right. You try to put it on. It is a little tight, but soon enough, it seems like you get it on just fine. It's a little snug, but then it seems to start getting tighter around you as it's forming to your body, essentially becoming something like a second suit. But you can feel all your organs like pushing into your body and your ribs and just the whole thing's, yeah, it's kind of choking for a bit, but after a second, you start to feel natural in it, and it almost becomes like a second skin to you.
A little tight at first, but it feels like it's good now. That's normal, right?
Yeah, this is a new one, so you're gonna have to do probably a little stretching to get it, you know, broken in. Anyway, let's try the helmet now. He hands you a helmet.
Okay. Let's try this thing on. And I go to put it on.
All right, you tried to squeeze the helmet on top of your head, but it just doesn't seem to fit. Kevin kind of like, you know, puts his face over, you know, drags his hand down his face. He's like, you gotta hit the release button on the left side of it first before you put it on.
God, I just thought I had a fat head. Sorry. And
yeah, we all thought that.
Yeah, and I press the button to release.
The mask opens up, almost like splitting down the seam on the ear side, and you can clasp it around your head. All right, now hit the same button, and it should form to your skull.
Okay.
Don't worry, we've never had an accident with these. Don't worry.
Okay. I'm a little kind of nervous that there would be an accident in general, even mentioned, but I go and press the button hesitantly.
All right, you push the button, and it seems to snap to the hard suit, and it doesn't actually confine your head anymore, or as much as the suit would, and you can actually turn your head while the helmet doesn't actually move.
Oh, man, technology.
I know, right? Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get suited up. I'll get the other guy, and then we'll head down in probably about 30 minutes. So meet me at the airlock, and I'll see you there.
Is it just gonna be you and one other person?
Me, one other person, and you, of course, yeah.
Okay. What's their name?
Their name, that would be Rachel. She should be waking up just in a moment.
Oh.
And as he says that, in walks a lady, and she has a very familiar face.
Oh.
As she walks by, she looks at Kevin and says, man, I don't know what happened, some like condensation or something, but my cryo tank was all messed up. It was all splotched and smudged. I don't understand. As she's explaining this, she's putting on her own hard suit.
Walter just is kind of a little taken aback right now. Kind of just keeping to himself.
Alright, as you're doing that, the other two are putting on their hard suits, and along with their hard suits, you see them both pull out these large rifles, known as pulse rifles. And they sling them over their shoulder as they have a nice little strap that keeps them on, and then they turn to you.
Walter just trying to, you know, find a way out of this veil of awkwardness that he's found himself in. Big guns, huh?
Yeah, we like the big ones. And Rachel's just like, yeah, the big ones are okay, but it's how you use them was what matters.
You got it. You're right. What's your name again?
Oh, Rachel.
Hi,
Rachel Green.
Hi, Rachel. My name is Walter. I'll be coming to you. I'm sure you probably knew that by now, though.
Coming to me, she says.
Accompanying you. Accompanying you.
Oh, yeah.
This mission here.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wasn't like you. I wasn't out for 88 months, but I took a good month nap before this mission just to make sure I was good and rested.
Hopefully you got a lot of good sleep.
Oh yeah, but I read about you and your shortcomings. That was some nasty business with that 88 processor core. Don't seem to work out too well. But hey,
wait, what?
Huh?
What was that about? That I'm sorry. I'm still a little fuzzy about what actually happened back then. I'm still gathering all my knowledge again.
Well, from my report, it seems like you were one of the scientists, research developer men that were working on a 88 core processor for our computers before nanotechnology was going to take over. But now we just use quantum computers. Seems you were just little bit short on the race, but hey, now you're here, new job, new opportunities. Who knows what you'll find out there?
I know this is gonna sound a little. Probably wouldn't know. Am I poor?
Are you poor? You don't know if you're poor or not. You
No,
don't.
I'm asking them.
Oh, you're asking. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're poor or anything. I mean, we don't take just anybody off the streets, throw them on a spaceship, and launch them to the space station. That'd be insane. You do have a background of research, so we do know who you are, and that who we're bringing isn't just some random nobody.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure, because I mean, I got a wife. I want to make sure that I'm able to still support her. All right. That's good. Thank you for that.
Okay.
I guess we should get going then soon, huh?
Yeah, let's go ahead and head on to the airlock, and then we can take the shuttle down to the planet.
All right. Let's you guys lead the way.
And so they do.
Cha.
Choo 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 choo. All right. Now you're at the airlocks. Kevin looks back. All right. You guys sure you're ready? You got everything you need? You're not leaving anything? Because it's going to be another 4-hour trip to make it back. 4 hours down, 4 hours up.
When are we coming back?
Once you probably have enough research, I would assume, Doctor. We can always make multiple trips, but try to grab as much as you can while we're down there.
All right. Do we by chance have anything to carry more things we find? Because I only have my satchel here.
Oh yeah, no problem. There's gonna be crates on the shuttle that you can use and move with the forklift, the little miniature forklift that's on the shuttle. Yeah, you can use that to store any findings you have. I'm sure they probably packed it up with all sorts of containment containers, stuff like that. Very, very, very sciencey stuff.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds sciencey enough. All right. Yeah, as long as you guys got my back, you both have my back. I apologize.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. We'll let's get to it then.
All right. Kevin opens up the door, and as it leads into, it doesn't actually lead into space at all, but it seems to lead into a shuttle-like loading ramp that goes up, and then it seems to be closed off with gaskets of some sort that seem to just be attached to the shuttle. But as you walk up the ramp, or as Kevin walks up the ramp and past all the two large crates that are very similar to your chests, you see him walk through another airlock door, and that seems to be the cockpit, which has 2 seats. And then also inside the cargo bay of this shuttle are 4 jump seats, 2 on one side, 2 on the other, which is probably where you're going to be sitting as both Rachel and Kevin walk into the cockpit and take their seats.
All right. I go and take the seat on the left side.
Okay. You see, after a few moments, you see Kevin flipping some switches, should be doing some checks, some tests, making sure everything's a-okay. After a few moments, you see the ramp start to recede back into the shuttle, and then another blast door closes behind that, sealing you off inside. Your ears kind of pop a little bit as the pressure, kind of gets a little heavier as everything pressurizes, but then slowly you get used to that. In a few moments, you hear over an intercom system, it's Kevin. He says, "Shuttle 1 ready to disembark. Make sure you buckle your seatbelts, hold on to your butts."
Hey, Kevin. I'm sorry, Mr. Arya.
Yeah, what's up?
You guys have any gum by chance?
Come? What do you got? That's a luxury around here, man.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
All right. So, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, and then you feel this giant shudder. That's it, disconnecting from the shuttle. I'm gonna need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Ooh, 10. All right. As you start wobbling around, you immediately remembered, shit, I didn't buckle my seatbelt, and you fall straight on your face onto the metal flooring.